The dead man's switch. Your plane hits the sea tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in the cramped backseat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of the Redmond Barrens. Organ grinders. A legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough for New Yen, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little bit of cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems this is where Sam Watt's body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. Terrible smells. And here's me. Can I actually explore? Yes, I can explore. Alright. I'm in the back, says a voice on the wall. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty fake fresh of industrial-grade antiseptic. Well, here we are. There's a dead guy. Here's Dresden. And over here is where he keeps his files. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin says, "I love my job," a little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. Okay, what voice should he have? How about New Jersey? Why not? Hey, sorry, didn't see any visitors at this hour. Wait, that's Brooklyn? Whatever, that's the voice. Sorry, didn't expect any visitors at this hour. One. At corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir? You the coroner? I'm John Dresden, the organ grinders branch manager here. So yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are? Zephyr. I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder. He frowns. Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client, but what makes you think he's here? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right, he's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet, what with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So, who told you he was dead? Let's see here. Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch. The dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. A dead man's switch, eh? Fascinating. Hey, I was working on him earlier. He's over here. I'm gonna follow the little guy with his stubby little legs. What do you got for me, Dresden? He's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown. Emerald City Ripper? He sighs. Not my title. It's what the Seattle press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel. But this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim. What prize did the Ripper take from Sam? Watt's liver was cleanly cut out. Whiz, I guess. That's a word. What else? The first victim's heart was missing, and the third had the spleen removed. McCluskey. Dresden, get out here! Yeah, frack. Ooh, what's this? There's something on this table here. Yes, what do I got? I got a basic medkit. Stealing! Because I'm the hero. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of Central Casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this new Ripper Vic, Watts. Name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? So you insisted at the time? He chortles. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now, let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed, with a slim hand that knows its way around the scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and metahuman anatomy, too. McCluskey. So, I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon? Dresden. Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You are no help, dwarf. The Lone Star detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation, which continued to serve him well. Who the heck are you? Um, are you the detective on this case? I was hired by Sam Watts to assist you in finding his killer. The dreck you were! You get anywhere near my investigation, it will be you on the slab, human. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, give me more. I am putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. And off he jogs. He seems like a pleasant fellow. Do you always make friends that easily? I'm great at dinner parties, too. He cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Sam was there when I needed him. I'm gonna return the favor. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 new yen a week on his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. Justin pauses, considering. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I help you with? On the take? Who's paying to hold his teeth? I hope I didn't read that right. I don't know, but someone with some major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career. And wallet. What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report said she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. Can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. So what are organs worth these days? Well, a whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of new yen, but individual organs? Not worth as much anymore. What with all the synth and cyber stuff in the market these days, the organ grinders only deal in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky, though. They don't care where the bodies come from, either. Who still uses scalpels? I'm just going through every option. Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. Alright, I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Dresden looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything unusual? Okay then, I'll go do that. What do we got? I got a basic med kit. I got a dock wagon basic trauma kit. And what do I get here? The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. Open the drawer. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Whoa, easy there! In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. He's got a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? Doesn't feel like 6 yet. I'm sorry. I didn't expect you to be so alive. Yeah, Dresden thinks it's pretty funny. You're not the first person he's pulled this one on. He chuckles. Not so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? I'm looking into the death of Sam Watts. The coroner seems to think you can help me out. Sam, eh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy, always in trouble over something or other, though. Jake yells towards the other side of the room. Hey, John, is this guy cool? Dresden. Yeah, he's on the level. Working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man's switch. I thought you could help him out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses. Might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Alright, the name's Jake. And you are? Nice to meet you, Jake. I'm Zephyr. And well-mannered, too. Such a rare thing in this city. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right. I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder. Poor guy. He was hanging at the Seamstresses Union that night, tripped out and rowdy. I'd been laying low there for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kabuta asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangers got a jump on me. He winces. Man, maybe I need some soy caf after all. John, can you grab me a cup? Get your own cup! My hands are dirty anyway. What's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching sound as Dresden continues his work. Jake. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat corp bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't go exactly according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that it didn't work out so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him. Until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. Do you know anything else? I know they found his body a block away from the Union, just lying there in broad daylight. That's the Barrens for you. Jake looks down, his expression masked by chrome and crimson glass. Shame, though. Wish I'd been there. Those slagging gangers hadn't come along. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leader's got the whole gang searching the Barrens for me. I need to get rid of that guy. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night, trust me. Jake eyes you up and down. And maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. What do you say? I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Alright, Jake, count me in. Great, I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers. But the stretch of the Barrens is their turf. I'm surprised you even made it to this morgue in one piece without packing some heat. Dresden yells over his shoulder. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. Jake. So you need a weapon? I'm good with the shotgun. Like the subtle approach, eh? Alright, try this cannon out. Hey, I got a street sweeper. I'm guessing it's a shotgun. So, ready for an evening out in the town? I am ready. I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't looking for you. Yet. Dun, dun, dun. We can leave whenever you're ready. Alright, well, I'm ready now. And this is... There we go. This is probably the end of this episode, so thanks for watching, and I'll have more Shadowrun for you next time. Confirm.